It's Conduit News Radio with Paul Harrell.
We once again have and want to welcome Josh Roll Call Waters is back with us. Josh, how are you, sir?
Hey, good morning, Paul. I'm doing well. How are y'all this morning?
Man, we're doing fantastic. So we want to get to this scorecard. What week are we on, Josh?
So they just wrapped up last week, week 11. So this is week 11 scorecard, recapping last week and then highlighting some bills that were filed during last week that may be running this week. So looks like just 2 weeks left. They should be recessing sometime middle end of next week.
Yeah.
So we're almost through.
Okay, so we're almost through. Let's start with this first one, and we interviewed Senator Blake Johnson last week. SB 539, school choice tax credit. Tell us about this.
Yes, so this, is the bill that kind of led to a lot of confusion end of last week at the Capitol. But this is a school choice tax credit bill. It would be for any student in the state. The other bill was started at Pulaski County students. It's a straight tax credit, so people can donate to a private organization. That private organization oversees these school choice scholarships, and then people receive a credit against their income taxes. And it can be up to $3 million total for the state. So that's $3 million, hit to general revenue instead of just the discretionary fund of the governor. So, again, very similar to what the bill highlighted last week on the scorecard and Senator Johnson filed. I will let people know this bill, as people remember last week, ran and was passed in the Senate Revenue and Tax Committee, but has now been referred to the House Education Committee. So I think that's going to be a pretty tall lift, getting the school choice bill out of the House Education Committee instead of going to the House Revenue and Tax Committee. I think it probably would have had a easier path in the House Revenue and Tax Committee.
Yeah, I think you're right. That was kind of the plan. But if it's been assigned to the House Education, that is going to be a tough uphill battle because I just don't think they have the votes there on this particular school choice bill, which is sad because we have Republicans that they don't seem to want to support school choice. Again, we're talking with Josh Waters. Going over a few bills. This is a good bill. Again, the school choice tax credit, SB 539. Moving on now, we have a Democrat sponsor for this next bill that is a good bill, HB 1928. What can you tell us about this?
Well, this is a simple, straightforward bill, and it provides more transparency. This bill would say that public meetings they have to be either audio or video recorded. You have to save that for at least 1 year, and it has to be in a format in which the public can get it through a Freedom of Information Act. So it opens up for all public meetings. You're going to get an audio or video recording that you can FOIA. So a lot more transparency in government, so a good, honest, open government bill.
That's pretty easy. And it's by State Representative Vivian Flowers, correct?
Yes, yep. So, Representative Flowers, Democrat. I think most all the co-sponsors, there might be a few Republicans, but mostly it's a Democrat bill. But when you look at the policy, it's a good policy and it stands on its own merit. So,
yeah,
good bill.
Transparency, it's a good thing. So that's HB 19. That's an easy one to support. I mean, that's a common sense bill right there, just on the merits. So let's go to the next one. Okay, so this next one's a doozy. HB 1929 supports State Representative Josh Miller's bill. Let's go ahead and throw this up on the screen. Josh, what can you tell us?
So this straightforward bill, it's pretty long. It has a lot of different details, setting up a task force to study a transition. But at the end of the day, this bill would end the current form of the Obamacare Medicaid expansion program, Arkansas Works, and it would change it to a fee-for-service program. And, Paul, at the end of the day, we just think that's going to be a cheaper and better alternative for the taxpayer. Right now, the taxpayer every month is paying almost $600 a month per person. And then when you look at that, that's, I think the place there's 240,000 people. They're paying $600 for each one of those people per month for a health insurance program. that money goes straight to these big insurance companies. And regardless if they ever use their health insurance, ever see a doctor, ever use any type of health service, that money is guaranteed to go out and is being paid by the taxpayer. So this would shift that and say, hey, we're just going to pay for actual health services that are used under a more traditional fee-for-service model that traditional Medicaid is on. Now, it would be once we go up to the 90-10 match rate, it would follow that match rate under expanded Medicaid. But at the end of the day, this ends the Arkansas Works program. It stops this huge flow, $2 billion of money to these big insurance companies, and just says the taxpayer is just going to pay for actual health services that they use.
You know, there was testimony back in, I believe it was 2013, when they were running this, when they were trying to pass this private option to begin with. And one of the things that the numbers came out eventually that, you can fund this through traditional Medicaid, and it ends up costing around $280 a person a month. Now I'm sure that number may be different now, but it was always going to be more expensive to put the middleman in, and to pay the insurance companies. And now that per person cost has done nothing but rise, because that's what insurance seems to do as well, right? For those of us who don't get it free, it continues to rise, and it's taxpayer money being spent and given to these insurance companies, and the insurance companies are happy. And as a matter of fact, now that Arkansas Works has been struck, or the work requirement has, it's a perfect situation to at least consider Josh Miller's bill, and to really talk about, well, what are the costs? And State Representative Grant Hodges brought up the governor's own words after Arkansas Works passed the last time. He said it's a good thing it passed because Medicaid is not fiscally sustainable without the work requirement. Well, now the work requirement is gone. So is that still a true statement? And should we look at maybe going to something that we know is demonstrably, you can prove it, it is going to be cheaper for the taxpayer if we just only paid for somebody's medical bills on Medicaid when they went to the doctor or a healthcare provider? Josh?
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's where we're at. Medicaid extension is it's the law. And if they're looking at ways to save money and looking at other options and plans right after this court case, I think this bill is in a perfect position to be heard, be debated in committee on the House floor. So I think it's a good bill. It improves the situation. And Paul, there's some other big ripple effects with this bill, honestly. One is kind of the racket we have here with this premium insurance tax. That's going to improve things. That's going to be less tax on those plans. But also, this $2 billion, you can just look at the state of Arkansas politics, and you see the increase 2, 3, 4, 5 times the amount of money in these elections and these races since the private option passed. That huge inflow of healthcare money has also found its way back into the political election process and lobbying process. If you suck a lot of that money out, I think you're going to suck a lot of that huge big government, big, socialized medicine influence as well, at least damper it a little. So big ripple effects as well moving to this type of system.
Josh Waters, it's always great. We had 3 bills on the scorecard, 3 bills to support, and it's always great having you on. Appreciate the work that you're doing, keeping the public informed, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, appreciate you, Paul.
All right.
Just encourage everyone to stay with it another week and a half, and they can let go of their wallets for a little while.
Yeah, they can, but they're going to be a lot lighter, a lot thinner. Josh, appreciate it. I'll see you in Little Rock, sir.
All righty. Have a good one.
All righty.